A two-dimensional list is basically a table. It's a list of lists. And we'll define a two-dimensional table here in a minute. Let me open Word. Okay. Or Microsoft Excel is an exact example of perfect example. And I'm going to insert a table here. That way it's easier for us. So we'll do this table. So we are back to list, but this time we're talking about two-dimensional list. And so let's say this is the name, and this is age, and this is grade. Okay. And we'll say here we have Pranav, and Pranav is 15, he's in 8th grade. Then we have Dev is 15, he's in 8th grade. Then we have Akash, he's 17, I guess, and he's in 10th grade, for example. We have Pranav, Dev, Akash, we have J is 14, maybe he's in 7th grade. Okay. As you can see, if I have to deal only with name, I can simply create a list. I can say Pranav, Dev, Akash, and J. I can write like this and say names, the list. Usually I use plural, and I can say Pranav, Akash, and J. Then I can create another list called ages. I'll create another list. Of course, it's not a dictionary, so you cannot define the name, a key, and all. 15, 15, 17, and 14. 15, 15, 17, and 14. Then we have grade. Grade is, and then I'm keeping a string 8, 8, 10, and 7. 8, 8. Created 3 lists. Each list, if you notice it here, I created 1 list here. For each column, I created 1 list. This is second list, this is third list. And now I can join these 3 lists into one bigger list. And this bigger list will have one entry, second entry, and third entry. Within this, we have 1 entry, 2 entry, 3 entry, and 4 entry, as you can see that, right? You can clearly see a table is a perfect example of two-dimensional data. And that's why it is a list of lists, and that's why it's called two-dimensional list. And each column is a list. Each row is a list does not make sense. Ideally, you can do that. You can say Pranav 15 8th. You can say Dev 15 8. You can do that also. There is another way of doing this is rather than going by this, we can go by. I could have taken this by first student equal to, and I will say here Pranav. I'll say 15, and I'll go and say 8. Right? I could have done this, and then second student, third student. So I am going by row in that case. This is also one list. If you look at it, this is my second list, the second one. Then this is my third list and fourth list. So I can, if I go by row, I can make 4 rows, 4 lists, and then one big list that encompasses all 4 inside. But I'm not doing right now because my goal is to keep similar type of data. I know this is name, I know this is age, I know this is grade. Then I can create my master list. I can say master list equal to, and I can create this and say names, ages, and grades. This way I created my list inside a list, and this is what we refer as two-dimensional list. Make sense? Okay. Now, how do we set the value in the two? Suppose I realize, suppose I want to get the value of Pranav. Sorry, get the value, get the age of Akash. How do I do it? I will have to do master list, which is my master list. Then within master list, I need to first access the ages. Correct? That is what we are interested in, which is my first entry, because this is 0th entry. If you notice here, this is my 0th entry in this list. This is my first entry, and this is my second entry. Right? This is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. If I do this, it will give me master list of 1 is nothing but age. So this gives me this list. And from this list, if I put one more of this, and I say 0 and 1, because I know Akarsh is 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So if I say 1, this will give me the master list 1 of 1 will give me age of Akarsh, because I know second one is Akarsh. Make sense? Let's take a look again. Right now, master list of 1 is what? Let's show you here again one more time. This is my first, this is my second, and this is my third list in my master list here, right? So once I get, I'm interested in age, so I will say master list of 1, because this is 0. This is 0th entry, this is first entry, and this is second entry. There are 3 lists: first list, second list, and third list. I'm interested in age, so I'm interested in first list 1. I mean index 1. In this one, I'm interested in Akarsh, which is third entry. Sorry, second entry. This is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So master list get 1, which is age, within age 3, third entry. So I'll say master list, and I'll say back to back, I'll say another one. You can also check this and say ages 2 equal to, and if I do this, it will give me back ages, which is same as line number 2. And from ages, I can say age equal to ages, and I can say 2, because 0, I have made a mistake actually. I took 4 students here, J, Pranav, Akash, Pranav, Dev. I missed Dev here actually. Right? Need to have 4 entries. So in the names, Pranav is 0, Dev is 1, Akash is 2. So now if I say 2 of age, it will give me, if I say print of age, it will give me the age of 17, because the 17 is what I wrote it for Akash. Right? So how do we access a list inside a list? You give 2 indexes: first index for the column, and second index for the within that column which entry it is. So the first one is the first index is for this column, and for the second index is for this value. This value. So 2 index, 1 index here, 1 and 2. Okay, hope this is clear. So it is like when you're dealing with 2-dimensional list and you want to reach out to a particular value, you first narrow down which column it is. That is your, this is 0th column, first column, second column. Within that, 0 is 15, second is 15, third is 17. And that's why here I said 0, 0, 1, and 2. And that's why I said this. I can combine these 2 into single step by simply saying, I can say master list, first one is 1, which is age, and then on top of it, I'll give another 1, and I'll say 3. This will, sorry, 2 for Akash. I can write this syntax also. I can retrieve one array, one list first, and then from that list, I can find another one, or I can combine both into single statement. In 2-dimensional, I will pass 2 index, first index for first list, within that, second index for the for that inside that list, like inside the age. So 1 will give me age, and then within age, it will give me the second index. Okay. So in 2-dimensional list, you access using two indexes. Okay. Any questions so far? So 1, 2 in this list. So suppose I want to find, this is question for Pranav. Pranav, if I want to find this value from the master list, what indexes I need to pass? What is the first index and what is the second index I need to pass? Pranav, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just using the restroom. Can you repeat the question?
Sure. So from this list, two-dimensional list, I want to access the highlighted value, this highlighted cell. How will you access it? What will be the first index and what will be the second index?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I just explained, Pranav, so please pay attention. Okay. I'm going to repeat again. From this list is nothing but this table is a two-dimensional list. This is my first list, this is my second list, and this is my third list. The index of this one is 0, 1, and 2. Within that, suppose within second, this one is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if I'm interested in finding out the index of this 10, it will be second index and second index within that, 2 and 2. So the way I'll write it here, I'll say master list 2, which is for the last value, the grade, and then within that 2. A pair of indexes you have to pass to get the value of grade. See, it will be intermittent. This is how you access a particular entry or the cell value in the table. First pass the column number and then row number. The column number starts with 0, 1, 2. Within that column, this value is third value, 0, 1, and 2. Is that clear, Pranav?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question to you, what index will you pass for J? What is the first index and what is the second index? So what is this column index?
Index 1.
No, it starts with 0. The first index is going to be 0. And then within this, this is Pranav, Dev, Akash, and J. 0, 1, 2, and 3. So this is 0, 3. So you will say 0. Then you'll say 3. Like this. Correct? You understand? Pranav?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So moving on. Going back to my list. Okay. So that is how you will be accessing it. The next concept that I want to explain here in this one, I'll take the same data and then I'll save this here. I'll take, this is the last concept of the day, so please pay attention. I created a list of name, age, grade again. Now I want to print all the values one by one. As you can see, master list is a list of 3 values, and each value itself is a list. That's why we call it 2 dimension, 1 dimension, and then second dimension, list inside a list. The way you access it is, you will do the same thing. You'll say for X in master list. This X will be first time name, second time age, third time grade. And then I can write another for loop for each for Y in X. And you can say print Y. This will, the loop inside loop, you already learned about it. The nested loop. Loop inside a loop for each X, and X is first time will be name. Within the name, here X is name. Within that, I'm iterating each entry. The name is Pranav, Dev, Akash, and J. If I write like this, it will go through each entry here. It will go like this. First process this, then process this, then process this. Within this, it will process each entry, then it will print all ages, then it will print all the grades. You can try that in the code here. Run here. You can see it printed first all the names, Pranav, Dev, Akash, J, then printed their age, then it printed their grades. So this is how you iterate the whole two-dimensional list or table. You first go by column and then go by within that column each value. That's what we learned in the loop inside a loop also. Right? Any question, Akash?
No questions, sir.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. So list inside a list is, as I can quickly repeat, it is like this. This is your master list. Within that you have one list for names, second list for age, and third list for grades. Right? This is what exactly we are doing, and this is what is represented in a table also. Okay, and first we are processing this list, this top one by one. Within that, we are processing each entry here, the y in x. When you say y in x, you are processing this entry here. When you say x in master list, you are processing this list. So what will happen is, if you notice it, what will happen for x in master list? What is x first time? Names. Now, so this is as good as you are processing all the names, because x becomes name. And then we are saying y in names. And y in names is Pranav, Dev, Akash, and J. Then next time it becomes ages, because x becomes ages, which is the second entry. Then third entry is grades. And then we are saying y in grades, then 8th, 8th, 10th, and 7th. That's how you are printing each and every value. Okay. So this covers pretty much the two-dimensional list also. There is not much in this one, pretty straightforward, as long as you know how to access using these two indexes. Right? Master list, one index for first list, and then within that, the 2, and then the 2. This will give you 2, 2 is 0, 1, 2. Grade within 2, 0, 1, 2. 2, 2. Okay.